Hi folks, just wanted to do a video for you about these two computers that I've been given. They're a little bit on the old side, to be honest. The spec in them is pretty old, but I quite like the cases. I think I might be able to do something with them mod wise, and there are some of the components in there that I probably will be able to use for spares, so I thought it would be good just to take a look at these one at a time and show you what we've got. Okay, this first one here is an old Cybermax system. I think you tend to see these branded as Medion these days. Do quite like the styling on this. This reminds me a little bit of the old HP media centres, but I still think that this looks pretty good. One of the things I do really like is, if we press that button, we've got this spring-loaded latch that drops down to reveal floppy drive, which obviously I wouldn't use, but a very nice front panel here with all sorts of connection options: FireWire, mini FireWire, 3 USB 2, various memory card options, SD, smart media, compact flash. We've got video connections here, composite S-video in, left and right audio in on phono connectors, which for somebody who does a fair bit of audio recording, that is great for me actually. And then 3 standard audio jacks in there as well. That's a nice neat front panel. And that was a bit of a boom when I discovered that this case had that. So if I was to do anything with it, I think I pretty much want to make sure that stayed in place. A lovely big on-off switch. No reset button though, so that's a little bit of a pain. On the side panel here, some kind of covered vent that could be taken off, and it is perforated behind there. A back panel, which if I was going to do something with it, I'd need to cut, I think, some hole here for a rear fan, because this doesn't come with one as standard. Probably would get a 92mm in there, maybe 280mm possibly. Certainly wouldn't get a 120, so not so good, but it's a micro ATX case, and it's very rare you'll get a micro ATX case that will take a 120 in the back. In terms of some of the components that this has come with, there is a wireless PCI card, which I certainly will be able to make use of, so that's not bad at all. There is a TV tuner card here, but it's an analog one. The analog signal over here is going to be switched off very soon, so I probably won't have much use for that. And this is an AGP graphics card, although not a bad one as AGP cards go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the side panel off and we'll have a look. Okay, side panel is off. One thing I do notice about these is they're very solid. This is very thick steel, so these aren't, there's a little bit of warping, just a smidgen, but not too much. And that is quite heavy, quite thick. This is what I would call an OEM system. Do tend to find with OEM systems they do often use good quality cases. So in terms of the structural integrity of it, a good solid case. One thing I don't like about it is this panel does not come off, as you can see. In fact, the bottom, side and top are all one piece. So to actually completely take this apart would be quite difficult. Now from a point of view of painting and modding it, that could be an issue. I would have to look at this in a little bit more detail, get all the components out before I could see if it was useful or not. So obviously it means anything around the other side is difficult to do. So these drive bays obviously have little clips, so you don't have to do any screwing in at the other side. But as you can see, it's pretty much a standard micro ATX layout. It's come with an FSP power supply. It's 250 watt. Again, it would be useful as a spare or as a bench power supply. There's the wireless card again. It's a socket 478 system in here. Unfortunately, I don't think you can see that too well. I think it's a little bit dark. I'll see if I can lay it down. Just give me a second. As I say, it's quite a solid, heavy system, so There we are, that's better. I think you can see that now. Okay, I can probably make use of this fan, 60mm fan. I will probably ditch the motherboard, no real need for that. Memory, I could probably use or sell on eBay possibly. Optical drives, well, maybe. DVD RW, always handy to have a spare one of those. Maybe DVD, probably won't do much with that. No hard drives in this. Got room for 2, possibly 3 actually, if you don't use a floppy. And here's the rear end of the card reader section. Some nice feet actually, kind of hi-fi amp style feet. So even if I don't end up using this case, I might be able to use those on a future mod. They're quite nice. But I think there is potential to have a go with this, and maybe to use it. I think with a coat of paint in it, and with some holes cut for fans, you know, you could get a 120 on the bottom there. You could certainly get a 92 on the back. Not so much room for one on the front here with the LEDs being down here for that front on-off switch. But I might be able to get one on the side panel. If we push the front one forward a bit, we can even stick one on the bottom of the hard drive caddy there to push air up through the hard drives. If we didn't use the top DVD, we might be able to get one to go here and push air out the top. So there are possibilities. We might be able to do something with this. I certainly do like the fact that it's a solid case. So anyway, that's the CyberMax one. Let's move on now and have a look at it. Okay, this one is an old Packard Bell Imedia system. This dates back to probably about 2000, so the hardware in here is pretty much of no use to me, with one possible exception, which is this Firewire card here, PCI Firewire card. Firewire is still great for audio interfaces. My current PC does not have Firewire, so I probably can make use of that. Styling wise, pretty much typical, the sort of PC you would get, you know, 10 or 11 years ago. However, I think that actually it's got potential. Okay, I like the front, the fact that the front is pretty plain. You know, I don't mind this strip here, that's pretty good. And I think with a different colour scheme, this could look really nice. Okay, with maybe some black hardware up here instead of the beige. I don't know what you might paint this, red, orange, something. I don't know. I think there's potential for it. You see that this is quite nice on the side. I don't mind these indentations, the Imedia, but I could probably cut a window in here, and because, you know, there's no recessed bits around here or anything, you really could get a good sized window in there. Even this bit on the top, you know, you could go for a two-tone colour scheme here, and you could possibly even cut, I don't know, a good fan in there. Kind of a blowhole fan might look quite nice. I think that would work. This panel here, this back panel, it does come off, so we don't need this plastic extrusion if we don't want it. There we go. It just comes off like that, which makes it a standard kind of rear of a case. And unlike the other case we looked at, both sides on this do come off, which is great. And great for cable management too. So actually, of the two cases, in terms of modding opportunities, this one might be better. I don't like the fact that this recess is back here rather than over here, so getting a fan in here might be a bit more difficult because you might need spacers or something. So whether we'd put a fan on that bit or not, I don't know. To say, I think you could get some up on the top here, and I think on this one that there's more opportunity to perhaps pop one on the back here. Let's take the side covers off and you can have a look inside. Again, this is a nice solid case. Just take a look at this panel here. It's pretty straight, just a little bend in it, but it's quite thick steel again. I suspect it will be SECC rather than SGCC steel. And if we have a look inside, I think, and this is much more of a blank canvas for modding, you definitely get room for a fan in the bottom here. You can definitely get a blowhole up in there at the top. But look here, you know, this is a hard drive caddy. This could be This could be moved anywhere we want to. There is space to get fans in the front. I could even put the fans on here or whatever. As you can see on here, this is, I think, a socket 7 board, so the socket 7 fan is reusable for me. Pretty much everything else I would get rid of. Again, another old power supply, another FSP one, probably too old to be now of much use, other than possibly another testing one. I don't know if I need any of those. But I think, again, possibilities to use this case for a project, and that's what I'm interested in more than anything else, the cases rather than the contents. As I say, I do like the fact that this one is quite minimalistic on the inside, so probably potential to do a lot more with it and include in there only the things that we want or need. Anyway, hope you like looking at those, and hopefully, you know, later on there will be some more videos showing some projects involving these two cases. But until then, thanks very much for watching the videos, and please feel free to comment, rate or subscribe. Thank you.